Extreme poverty is defined by the United Nations as this: a condition characterized by severe deprivation of basic human needs, including food, safe drinking water, sanitation facilities, health, shelter, education, and information. Today, my family and I are in Togo, a small country in West Africa that is hit so severely with every single one of those things mentioned in the United Nations definition. Food and water are like gold here. Coming by enough food and water to feed your family, to give your family life, is just such a scarce thing here. Sanitation is basically non-existent. The way that all these houses are made, like they're just not plumbed the way the US is. And housing in itself, like, is everything from cement block buildings to metal buildings to even mud huts. Healthcare is really more like end-of-life care that we have in the US, where as people are dying from malaria and dengue fever, we just try to make them comfortable as they pass away. And education and information are completely unreachable by most of the people that live here. As my family is spending a week here, we have just been completely smacked in the face by the poverty that we're seeing. It is a heartbreaking thing just to experience people living below the amount of need. And in the Western world, we are so quick to say we're broke, to say that we're poor, to say that we're in poverty, and it's just not the same here. This is a different level of poverty, and it's such a soul-crushing and hard thing to understand and to live through. But I think there's hope. And as we've been here for this week, we've been able to give some money to some people. We've been able to go up to a few different shops and buy the entire shop, but also leave them with the product that they can sell, which just gives them multiple days worth of income. It's a really cool thing to be able to do. We've been able to take care of some basic needs, but it's just not enough to make a huge difference. But luckily, I have some friends that live here, some friends that have given their entire lives here at a place called Vapor to completely change the landscape of this place. And I want to introduce you to a couple of those friends now. One of the simplest things that my friends in Togo are doing to make a lasting difference is in the area of health. While they do help with medical needs, they also invest in health through soccer leagues. This gives local kids and teens the physical fitness they need, but it also invests in their mental health, and it gives them something they need even more: just joy. This is my friend Eric, who is doing so much to change people's lives through sports, through soccer, or as they call football, right?
Right. What football is doing in our area here, because of we are in the farm and we don't have a TV and anything at the house. First of all, football helps us to be enjoyed. You came here, you play, you enjoy it with your fellowship.
Yeah.
That helps you to forget about what you have in the month before you came here.
So basically, people are coming here to forget what's happening at home, right? And
right.
They're having joy instead of sadness.
You're right.
So when kids come here, how do you invest in their lives and tell them how to live different?
Yeah, when they came here, first of all, we identify all their characters first. And we have coaches for each team. And each coach make sure that he knows his kids, what they need. So we first of all, we are friends to them. So if you are friend to somebody, to tell him what he has in his heart is easier. So we make friends first with them, and they speak to us everything that they are passing through in the house. And as we know our area very well, we lead them to where they can find the solution from the problem that they are passing through. That is where we give them the good news, and we teach them the word of God, how God loves us, how it's very important for human beings to give their life to Christ, and especially the sacrifice that Jesus Christ made in the cross for us, that can help them to overcome all the situations that they are passing.
Well, and Eric, let me just say, what you guys have built here is incredible. You should be really proud. So thank you for giving your life to this.
To
be really vulnerable here. After spending time with these kids and watching my son play soccer with them, I was even more burdened knowing that they were going to leave this soccer field and just head back to homes that were barely even allowing them to survive. So I started to dig deeper into what Vapor does to help the community here find sustainable shelter and sanitation facilities. Another guy I want you to meet is Mike. Mike is in charge of construction here, and they do things in a very different way that is really kind of mind-boggling to me. So explain what you do and how it helps people in extreme poverty here in Togo.
Yeah, well, so at Vapor Ministries, we build ministry centers, and so one of the things that we do from the very beginning is we use locals to build it. So instead of, say, using a bulldozer or heavy equipment, we'll use 30 to 50 individuals in the community to do the work. It takes longer, but we're putting people to work. We're helping feed their families.
Way longer.
Absolutely,
yeah.
But it's helping feed their families.
That's good.
In the evenings, that type thing. After a full day's work, we have a period of time, usually of about 2 weeks, during different parts of the construction where we hire nothing but ladies. They'll come in and they'll actually work. Many of them have lost their husbands and so or have so much trouble just grinding up enough money to barely survive on, and so this is something that really is beneficial to the community. So additionally, we have sustainable building practices, and what we're trying to do with the contractors that we work with, they don't have the knowledge available to them that we do, and so we're trying to share knowledge with plumbers, with electricians, with carpenters, with all the different trades, so that they can in turn do a better job, have the potential for more work in the community. The contractor that actually built this building was for the most part a masonry contractor. And he had just started into the building practices, and this is now his third building for us.
Okay.
And he has said that now he's getting a reputation in the community for quality construction.
That's really cool.
And so now he is actually getting more work from just the availability of the knowledge being shared by our guys on the ground.
So in the U.S., where we keep our knowledge and don't let anyone know how we're doing what we're doing, here you're sharing it with everybody.
Absolutely.
Man, that's awesome.
And in addition to that, the people that work during the construction process, we're getting to know them better. We're getting to know their skills, their attributes, their character, and many of those end up being hired as full-time team members afterwards when the center actually goes into the operational phase.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah, so it just gives them back the ability to kind of have ownership over it too.
That's right.
That's incredible. Man, thank you so much for what you're doing. It's really cool to see it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's great talking to you.
So much of the issue with extreme poverty is actually a lack of education and a lack of information about the world around us. Many of the humanitarian organizations I've seen around the world do everything for people in need, and I believe they mean well, but without the education of how to provide for yourself and live a better life, there isn't much hope for the future. So education is a huge part of the need here in Togo. So this is my friend Dosa, and you're from Togo, right?
Yeah.
From this area?
Yes.
And I just wanted to talk to you for a second about education and how you're changing education. So what is the education level of people in Togo usually?
In our culture, people have many challenges to send their people to school. But with Vapor now, we can say that through our league programs, we have some kids, and with the help of the sponsor, we send them to the school. We can pay their school fees and they can go freely to school, eat, and be free to go until have their degree.
So you just take care of the fees so they can go to school?
Yeah, and we
That's
pay
incredible.
the school fees, and also we pay their school supplies, we pay their uniforms, and we pay the rent. We pay the place they will live before to go to school. Yeah, we pay that also.
Wow.
Yeah. And
okay.
we have 3 programs, which are, first of all, people who are students who are in the small kids. They will go from class 1 to class 13, and from there we have another program who is Aspirant Friends Scholarship. People who want to learn some job, vocation school, they go there and learn some small jobs. After that, they have their degree and they can do something. And the third one is programs, who the people have the access to go to university.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I knew you guys were helping with school, but that's a different level. Like, that's amazing. That's so good. So what is it changing in people's lives to be able to have education now?
People who are going to school now, they are the way for their parents, they are the light for their community. And we can say most people we help through our programs, many became manager for business. There are many, and now they have their own business they are doing. Many are through this program. We can say that many have job now. They have something they can eat also. They are the help to their families.
So when you help one person with education, it's not just them who gets the good, like it's all of their family. So it's the generations above them that live with them and the generations after them getting to actually know about the world that we live in. Man, that's so cool. Dosa, thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you for telling us about this.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
So at this point, I'm already blown away by all the things happening here in Togoville because this Vapor Ministries team seems to have thought of everything. Like, you need health, shelter, sanitation, and education to live a fulfilling life. But without consistent food, you're not going to be living long enough to enjoy any of it. And malnutrition is a real problem here that has to be solved if we're going to see lasting change.
So I want to introduce you to my friend Jack, who has taken a huge step in literally just moving to Togo from Alabama and giving his entire life to take care of poverty in a permanent way. So Jack, what are you doing to take care of the people's needs here?
Of course, the people in this area, in this village, can't jump in a car and go to the nearest Walmart and shop, so they have to grow their food that they eat and put on their tables every day. In this particular village we're standing in right here, they have two main crops, and both of them are just high in starch, corn and cassava, both filling and give the people energy, but also they're missing some of the more balanced nutrition. So we like to focus on what we like to call sustainable farming practices. So we are big on knowledge sharing, from soil erosion to crop rotation, proper planting of a field, give it proper spacing, and that they can actually grow some green vegetables. So this has a generational effect on it, being able to grow their food, they increase the nutrition in their diet, being healthier individuals, living longer, living healthier life, healthier lifestyle.
And as you can tell, it's incredibly hot here. The sun just beats down on you. So how do you teach them how to do this in a way where they can do it in Togo, not in America? How did you learn that?
Well, I noticed when I first got here in Togoville that we're looking at just farming practices. We're talking about over planting in an area, just having 3 or 4 different things growing at the same time. And just they need to take care of their family, so they want big harvests. But the way they get big harvests is just over planting. And we know that over a period of time, that's gonna rot the ground. So we kind of teach and show them some of the crops that they can do between seasons that can put nutrients back into the ground. And it makes it that not only through their generation, but the generation of their children would be able to use the same farmlands that their grandfather was being able to use.
I'll just say, the fact that you're willing to teach them how to do this is cool. The fact that you're willing to just move here and give your entire life for it is so admirable. Man, well done. Thank you for doing what you do.
Well, thank you. The Bible gives us, there's 2,000 verses in our Bible that tells about our responsibility to the poor. So we can teach farming techniques and other things that we do as a ministry, but we also get a chance to share the word of God.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Jack, thank you so much for everything you're doing. It's great to hang out with you here today.
Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah.
We've talked about really important needs so far that help cure extreme poverty, but we've yet to hit on the most important physical need there is, which is safe drinking water. In general, people can live for about a month without food, but only 3 days without water. So an adequate source of water is absolutely imperative to fighting for the lives of these people.
Okay, so I'm here now with Roger, who is from Togo. This is his neighborhood where he grew up, and his life has just been dramatically transformed, and he wants to do the exact same thing for other people. So tell us about the well that you guys dug and how you brought clean water here.
Our country is one of the poor countries here in West Africa, And one of the points is very important in life is water. Then to provide more life to people, they need to have clean and the fresh water who give them more healthy. To do that, God help us to have this well so that everybody in this community, wherever they are, and can come and fetch this water, who can help them to serve themselves first and also the rest of the people in their family. Yes.
Do people travel pretty far to get water?
Yes, true. People travel far from Togo, especially this community, and another community can be 7 to 6 kilometers. People come here and take water. And also, some people who are used to this water, even they go to Lome, our capital town, they come back and take this water. And
Lome is like an hour away, right?
Yes, hour.
So they'll come here to get water because it's so good and travel an hour to go home.
To go home.
So this became the place everyone comes.
Everyone come here. Everywhere in Togo, for example, many people who test our water say is the best one in Togo. They call it Sifafa, fresh water, clean fresh water.
Because you're from here.
Yes.
How has all of Togoville changed since Vapor got here?
I can say Vapor provides work. It's a work opportunity also. I can say we have today almost 25 team members, and there are also 60 part-time team members. And all those people, they have something every month, and they go to their family and they feed the family, put something on the table. And I can say also that in this area like this, as Vapor is here, before if we take maybe 500,000 CFA, you can buy land here. But as Vapor is here, the value is changed.
So them buying the land and doing this here has actually increased land value everywhere?
Increase the value.
Really?
Around here, increase the value.
So not only does the community here see a change, everyone outside wants to come here because of it.
Yes.
Gosh, that's insane. Like, just to think about the extreme poverty here, it's heartbreaking. Like, it really destroys you, but like, there really is light at the end of the tunnel. There's hope because of these guys that are here. And like, they don't just bring water, like they bring living water. Like, they've been talking about how God has changed them. And like, I think that's the key thing for us to see, is that getting clean water is great, getting healthcare is great, getting food is great. But man, when it comes down to it, the thing that changes people is Jesus. The thing that changes people is eternity of knowing their God. And I think that's the thing that's blown my mind here. There's a quote from the guy who started this whole thing, Micah. He said when he first saw the extreme poverty here, he decided that he had one of two choices. He could either spend the rest of his life trying to forget it, trying to get it out of his head, or he could spend the rest of his life trying to do something about it. And you guys are doing something about it, and you're a product of that change. So, Roger, thank you so much for showing us this place. I mean, this is the most encouraging thing, seeing the destruction, seeing the hurt, but then seeing God working through people, and just knowing that Him dying on the cross and us saying yes to that, that's what did all this. That's what changes this. So, Roger, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And thank you guys for watching. We've got a couple other Togo videos, so stay tuned, subscribe. We love you guys. We'll see you later.